What's up, everybody? This is Corey for Life Ends. I'm here to do an unboxing and a review for you today, both for the same album. Haven't made any videos again in a while, still dealing with health stuff, still dealing with dental stuff, all kinds of dumb shit. But I'm gonna try and make videos more often. Anyways, I'm gonna do this unboxing for you first. See here. So what I am unboxing today and reviewing is the new record from AILS, well, their debut record. And yeah, I've been really excited for this. So I ordered this package from the Flesner Records. And hopefully they do a good packing job. Looks like they did. They packed it with some stuff. Let's see here. Oh, they put the vinyl on the outside of the package. Good move. Good move. So let's see. Check this out. Let's see. I'll pull this out. It's a little too reflective. Look at that. That's some sweet artwork. The review is going to come after this, so maybe I'll try and see who did this artwork, because this is really, really, really nice. Let's check out the vinyl itself. Oh yeah. I knew this color was going to look great. There you go. It's like some light blue and orange. I don't know, on the picture it looked more like splatter, but this is still pretty damn cool, and I am really happy that they didn't pack it with the record inside of the sleeve. Seems like a lot of places do that, and that's a bad move. So let's see what we got here. We've got some lyrics. Gotta love that font. I think you all know that font. I can't remember the name of it, but goddamn, that font has been used a lot. Let me turn my volume down here. So yeah, this pretty basic release here. Let's see. That's what the back looks like. Song titles. Yeah, nothing too crazy about this release, but it was pretty cheap. I mean, 17 bucks for a colored vinyl, record. Not sad about that. And yeah, I've been listening to this record for like the last 2 weeks, I think, digitally, and I think I'm ready to give a review of it. And yeah. The review will be up next. Alright, and now for the review of the new album by AILS, The Unraveling, on the Flesner Records. Also, I've never heard of this label before, but I noticed they've got some other great releases, so I'm going to have to go through and see what they all got. So, if you've never heard of AILS, because they're pretty new. They've only been around for like a couple years now, and they had a couple songs that were posted online that got me like really excited for this project. For the people that don't know, AILS features Laurie Shanneman and Christy Cather. Christy Cather was in a band called Missile Command. Sorry, get the hell out of here, cat. Christy Cather was in a band called Missile Command from Davis, which is pretty local to me, in the 90s, so I remember them. And then later on, her and Laurie Shanneman started a band called Ludacra. And Ludacra played, like, I think, for around 10 years, put out a few albums. All of that was really good. They did a style that mixed black metal and death metal that didn't sound like anyone else. I've heard people use the term gray metal. Seems kind of silly to me to say, but yeah, it definitely didn't sound like anything else, and it was really emotional, and you could tell that they were taking it very seriously. It wasn't any kind of trend. It wasn't really part of anything. I mean, it was creating their own kind of thing, and Ludacra was just amazing, and I always wish that they'd get back together, and I think this is like the closest we're going to get to that. And some of the other band members are in bands like, I think Phantom Limbs. Let's see, I'm looking at it right here. Abrupt, One in the Chamber. Yeah, so it looks like. Anyways, another thing I want to talk about this was, like I was saying before in the unboxing, was the artwork. The artwork on this. So the artist's name is Andrei Buzakov. So I'm gonna have to look up some more by him. Yeah, that cover art's amazing. So I can't wait to check some more of his stuff out. I've probably seen it before. You never know, you know. I'm not familiar with that many of the artists that do record covers beyond like a small handful. Anyways, so onto this album. And they are a Bay Area band, just so you know. So the production on this album, the drums are the only thing that, the only part that bothers me, the only thing about this entire album that bothers me is the sound of the kick drum. It's just, it gets kind of mushy sounding at times. It's little, just kind of goes together, especially when they're in the few instances of double kick. You can kind of feel a rumble, but you can't really hear it at all. But the rest of the drums sound amazing, and the guitars are really in your face, a little bit atmospheric. The drums do have kind of a little bit of a room sound, so that adds to that atmospheric quality. The vocals, all of them, you know, yeah, they all sound like they were, you know, they were done in like a hall or something. They definitely have some reverb of some sort on them, at least even just a little bit, but it sounds natural. There's a lot of clean vocals on this, and the clean vocals are all beautiful and really like ghostly sounding. In fact, the first song starts out with mostly like clean vocals, and it's got almost kind of like a post-metal kind of feel to it. Second song has a lot more like single note tremolo death metal picking, harmonized guitars, you know, like people were saying that this album is, you know, a mix of black metal and death metal. I guess it is, but I mean, there's a lot more to this than that. I mean, like Ludacra, like this kind of stands on its own. Nothing else really sounds like this. You know, the parts that I would call atmospheric black metal don't sound like other atmospheric black metal. The parts that sound like melodic death don't really sound like any other melodic death metal bands. At least not any of the classic stuff that, you know, I've listened to. But there's a lot of like slower, almost doomy kind of parts on this, you know. The third track has like almost like a stoner metal feel when it opens. I mean, I almost heard like, almost kind of reminded me of like Mastodon in a weird way. Like, I don't know if anybody else is gonna get that from that song, but I kind of hear it, you know, and a lot more twin guitar, tremolo picking. Those are the death metal parts, those twin guitars, single note, tremolo pick, you know, riffs that, I mean, they don't necessarily sound as epic as like classic melodic death metal, but they're creepier sounding, you know. But they utilize the harmonized guitars or twin guitars, kind of in that dissection-ish kind of way. They do that a lot. The fourth track, it gets a little bit more aggressive, and the death metal gets a little bit more eerie. You've got some kind of atmospheric black metal thrown in, and the vocals, the way that they're delivered, I'm starting to notice more and more on this track, on the fourth track, almost have like a crust punk kind of delivery, like they're real throaty and just, you know, it doesn't sound like they're exactly trying to sound like a black metal vocalist. Like, I don't hear, you know, the vocalist doing that. It has more of this just gut-wrenching kind of, almost like emotive kind of crust punk kind of sound to it. And I love that. Like, that's just fucking amazing to me. Like, that doesn't sound like much else I've heard as far as black metal goes. The fifth song is the first that I've heard blasting yet. I mean, there might have been a few small instances, but it just starts off with straight blasting. This is the most black metal that this album's been yet. You know, again, mixing in a lot of clean vocals, which, you know, when it comes to black metal, I'm not usually a fan of clean vocals, but this band does it so well. The last track, again, straight up blasting. You know, they kind of started this album really really ghostly and post-metally, and as it went, it got little, you know, shades heavier and heavier, until at the end they just ended it kind of in a fury, you know. And that song, you know, the last track is probably the most black metal of the entire album. And then still some kind of doomy death riffs mixed in there, and then a few transitions in this song and in a couple of the other ones, but more so in this song, that almost sound like maybe more like 2000s hardcore, you know, like just something about these transitions that don't sound like your typical black metal and death metal bands. It's just these little sprinkles here and there. So calling this album a black death metal album is really not doing it any justice. There's a whole fuckload of genres, subgenres in here that are coming together and making one unique sound. It's like, again, like I said, like Ludacra, they really stand on their own. They really have their own sound. It's just an amazing record. I picked it up from, like I said, from the Flenser Records. They have a Bandcamp. I will put a link to it. The record's like $17.50. Add shipping. I was like $20 for this, and like I said, I got the colored vinyl, which you saw earlier in the video, and just everything about this record's amazing. It's emotional without feeling like it's done before. Like, we've heard bands get real emotional in black metal and stuff like that, and post black metal, and, you know, all the different genres that have been created. A lot of that to me just doesn't seem, or a lot of the bands that I've heard, they just don't seem very genuine. I know there are a lot of bands that are very genuine, they do it, but this band, there's something about this sound, something about their delivery of the vocals, how emotional it is. It just seems so genuine, and I think that's something a lot of people saw in their previous bands too, and that's, you know, they've all been part of great stuff before, and some bands that are still going, you know. So, yeah, I don't know why you don't have any reason to not buy this. I mean, get it digitally, get it on vinyl, get it on CD. This record's pretty amazing. I mean, for me, something like this, that's this unique, I mean, I wouldn't even know what to score it. I haven't even scored a lot of my my reviews anyways, but this would probably get pretty close to a perfect score. This is an amazing record. Anyways, thanks for watching this review. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. And yeah, I'll see you soon, hopefully.